I don't have to talk about losing. I will win this fight, and it's very rarely that I promise somebody anything, but I promise everybody I'll beat Bowe.
Well, he didn't look too impressive against Alex Stewart, but really, Riddick Bowe is the only man he wants to beat.
Riddick, we have a lot of respect for you. You're a great fighter, I think, considering the time that you've been a champion. But don't underestimate Evander Holyfield, because you're going to have one of the roughest fights of your life and may become a nightmare.
Well, I have to say, that looks a very confident camp, as you might expect. Is that a false confidence? Are they just saying those things, Barry, or is they got genuine hope there?
Well, you would hardly expect him to say that he's going to lose at that stage, and of course he's got to be outwardly confident, but you can never take away from the fact that he's been out a long time. He came back, and against Alex Stewart, he just didn't look the same Evander Holyfield. He looked a tired fighter, and he wasn't as effective when he was punching. He wasn't as effective when he was moving. He was 12 pounds heavier than when he fought Bowe. I just think he's got no surprises. That's the thing. It's the same old Evander, only he's like a year older, year and a half older.
What about Frank, what he might have learned in the first fight? I mean, he accepts he fought the wrong fight. He accepts that Bowe deserves to win. But I mean, I'm just struggling to see, bearing in mind he's 2 stone lighter as well. How can he change it that much to beat him?
I think he's actually going to take the fight to him. I don't think all this thing about he's going to be on his bike and he's going to be jabbing and moving. I don't actually think he's going to take the fight to him. And he's going to work Riddick Bowe, which nobody's done yet. That 10th round was a good round, and he actually, I mean, he stood there and he fought with him. That's why it was such a good round. And I fancy that's what he may do this time, actually, you know, fight Bowe on his terms.
Is that the way to beat Riddick Bowe, to work him, to get him blowing a bit?
I think so, because you have to realise, you know, when Riddick Bowe's not in training, he blows up to, he puts on like 20 pounds, and now he has to take that off for a fight. So that may affect him in the long run. So Holyfield may want to step to him early and get him tired, get him puffing, and that's when he'll put down his hands and hopefully show a weakness.
I'm hearing from Las Vegas we aren't missing any action, fellas. There's a bit of a delay going on out there, so we can continue chatting for a while here. But, I mean, a lot has been made of his weight, Lennox. I mean, you're a heavyweight as well. I mean, half a stone here or there doesn't make a lot of difference, does it?
No, it doesn't.
It's not 20 pounds, Lennox, he blows up. He blows up like 4 stone. You know, he blows up like... There was rumours of him coming into camp 21 stone.
But he's not a bad loser. He's not boozing. You know, all it'll be is maybe a bit of inactivity and food. He's not out. He's not a bad, you know, a nightclubbing type of guy. He's a pretty clean living fella. So there's a lot of difference in that. Although I know what you're saying about the weight.
You say clean living, but I don't, you know, blowing up to 40 pounds is not...
Exactly.
That's not discipline to me.
Well,
exactly. What you can't do is...
There was a guy who you fought, won the title, Pedroza, used to go up to 12 stone and come down to 9.
And Duran done it on a regular basis, but smaller guys seem to be able to put weight on it and take it off without having too much effect.
Okay.
The big guys, when they do it, when they blow up like that and come back down, they can't retain their nimbleness and their fleet-footedness and their fast hands. Just doesn't seem to go.
Let me just stop you there, fellas, because a guy who always has a lot to say about his man is Rock Newman, Riddick Bowe's manager, and let's see what he's been saying to Gary.
Frank Maloney's here at ringside, but in our studio, listening to you now, is Lennox Lewis.
I wish that perhaps Lennox were here. We have made very legitimate efforts to try to sign Lennox. I spoke with Lennox's brother today, and I told him that in spite of all of the hype, that as an athlete and as a boxer, I have a lot of respect for Lennox Lewis. Lennox Lewis is a big, strong, powerful guy. He's dedicated and he's determined. And I don't think that Lennox Lewis is afraid to fight Riddick Bowe, and certainly Riddick Bowe is not afraid to fight Lennox Lewis.
Will the money be right, though, for that?
Well, I've certainly... Lennox is in a position right now where he could earn substantially more money to fight Riddick Bowe than he could anyone else, and I will offer them that amount of money. If he wants to become the heavyweight champion of the world, right now he's the champion of the garbage can. If he wants to truly become the heavyweight champion of the world, he should accept the challenge to fight Riddick Bowe. And you see, when Riddick fought for the title, I really didn't make money an issue because I knew that Riddick Bowe would win. If Lennox has confidence in himself and his management has confidence in him, they will say, Lennox, take the money, because when you become Britain's first world champion, you can make zillions of dollars. Why are you quibbling now? The question is whether he and his management are up to the challenge of fighting for the heavyweight championship of the world. Because truly, Lennox Lewis, in addition to us having a lot of respect for him, as a boxer, he's an intellectual man. And as an intellectual man, he knows that Riddick Bowe beat Holyfield, who beat Buster Douglas, who beat Mike Tyson. That makes Riddick Bowe the undisputed champion. And until he gets in the ring with Riddick Bowe, he can only be a wannabe.
You're obviously assuming that Riddick's going to win tonight, Rock.
I certainly am. Riddick has worked hard, and I have supreme confidence in his ability. He's the best heavyweight fighter in the entire universe. So I do have a lot of confidence in what's going to happen tonight.
Good, thank you. We're looking forward to the fight.
Okay, thank you.
Well, we've heard quite a lot of that before, haven't we? I think, Lennox, all I'd like you to do at this stage is just succinctly just say, what are your feelings about fighting Riddick Bowe?
Well, my feelings is that I want to fight Riddick Bowe. This is the fight that the public wants to see. And, you know, with exception of his manager, Bobo the Clown, which I think is a wrestling promoter because he sounds like a wrestling promoter, is basically blowing up a lot of smoke screens and stopping the fight because of the fact that even after this fight, if he gets through past Holyfield, he's signed to box Michael Moore. He doesn't want to face me. So, like I said, he's blowing up smoke screens and he's trying to fool the public.
But ultimately, I mean, unless, of course, one of you gets beaten, this fight must happen, what, within a year, would you think?
I say within a year. I think within the year. This is the plan. This is the far-off plan because after Michael Moore, he has nowhere else to turn, and when he turns, he sees Lennox Lewis.
I know you want to hear our next guest over there live in Las Vegas. It's your manager, Lennox, and of course he's Frank Maloney, and he's chatting to Gary.
Frank, what is really going on here? Are both camps trying to string it out and get some good fights in and earn a lot of money before they eventually meet, or is the Newman side of it that he's not offering you enough money?
No, I mean, we're ready now to talk to Rock Newman. We're actually, Rock Newman, I flew in here on Thursday, and one of Rock Newman's conditions was that he wouldn't meet with Frank Maloney. Well,
he wouldn't?
No. Today I received a phone call from Rock Newman saying that condition has now been lifted. He will meet with me, and we are going to meet at 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. And we'll just sit and we'll listen to what Rock's got to say. But as Lennox has said, Rock has signed a contract to fight Michael Moorer, and Michael Moorer is guaranteed $3.5 million. Now, I know, and I spoke to Michael Moorer's attorney, he's not going to step aside because they do not trust Riddick Bowe. And unless he gets his $3.5 million or a guarantee that the winner of Lennox and Bowe will meet him. But he's adamant that he wants the money deposited. You know, so Rock has got to take care of the $3.5 million to Michael Moorer and the $5 million to main events.
Thanks, Frank.
Just, we're looking at Evander Holyfield out there, as you can undoubtedly appreciate, still waiting to go out to the cold desert air. Things very rarely run according to time in boxing circles over in Vegas, and we're still waiting for the walk-on, but as soon as anything happens over there, of course, we'll be rejoining Reg and Jim at ringside. Well, that's Holyfield looking pretty calm there, I think, in the dressing room. Barry, what's your impression of those pictures?
Looking in magnificent condition. Just look at that for a body. Absolutely fabulous. Always in tremendous shape. 7-8 pounds heavier than he was last time, and he looks marvellous, but I just wonder how much that extra body weight's going to help him.
I was going to say that. I mean, no one has ever doubted the way he prepares or his professional dedication, but what people have doubted over there at Cesars Palace and, of course, here, is he actually a heavyweight or not?
Well, you know, it's easy to say that he's not a heavyweight. He is a heavyweight. He's been beating heavyweights. I've seen him knock out, I can't think of the guy's name, a big Mexican guy, knocked him spark out. He can knock out big guys. He's been fighting with big guys. You know, it doesn't surprise me that he's considered to be a heavyweight. You know, heavyweight goes from above 13 stone 13.
End of story. You know, you can't, it's no good. He was a cruiserweight a few years ago. He's a heavyweight today. End of story.
But in terms of the big guys,
but he's a small heavyweight.
Lennox and
sure.
you know, and the few that we've seen.
As Mike Tyson was a small heavyweight.
Now, Mike Tyson, the small heavyweight, he is still, of course, on the scene, and people are always wondering about whether he's going to come back. Can he come back? Well, we've got a fascinating interview with Mike Tyson. We're going to show you it in full after the big fight from Las Vegas, but here's just a taster for you.
the truth to be heard, and I just want to have this new trial. You know what I mean? I just want this to be heard. I just want to be vindicated. I'm not looking for no money. I'm not looking for anything crazy. I just want to be vindicated. And it's not the fact that Mike Tyson's going to look out and he's going to be, oh, good, quiet boy Mike. I just want the truth because I'm in here on the opposite that I committed a crime, and I have not committed a crime.
Well, there we are, Mike Tyson speaking from the jail in Indiana. Would you see him a couple of years' time coming out and fighting again, Lennox?
I think he will because, you know, when Mike Tyson comes out of jail, a lot of people are going to be bothering him, and he's got the name behind him. So anybody he steps in the ring with, he's just going to create the flow of money. And as far as boxing, he said he's not going to go boxing, but I believe that he's going to be forced to box because that's the only thing he knows.
It's a very unusual interview that we've got with him, Barry, but he I must admit, he doesn't just finally give me the impression that he's keen to fight again.
He's been systematically broken in jail. That's what they do. They break your spirit. He fought on aggression, and I don't think that he's going to be the same when he comes out.
Just seeing pictures of Riddick Bowe with, well, that boxing phenomenon Eddie Futch. What is he, 82 now, trained all sorts of world champions. And Riddick Bowe over there in Las Vegas, ready to go. 246 pounds, 17 stone 10, I believe.
And the rest.
And the rest. You think he'd be even heavier than... Oh, he would be, wouldn't he? Because he weighed in a couple of days ago, didn't he?
You can be sure.
Yeah, but he's not, you know, they're not going to be drying out or anything like that to make weight, are they? You know, heavyweights eat normally.
5-1 on favourite, Riddick Bowe. And there we has the temperature over there, I would imagine. So it's not too bad. It's, I don't know, what was the temperature when you fought? No, it's 60 degrees over there, I think it was. A bit cooler for you, wasn't it, in Cardiff?
Very cold, very cold.
Again, just going back, I mean, he looms, doesn't he? You know, Mike Tyson, and Barry's talking about his spirit being broken. I mean, I'm not sure I can ever see the same Tyson, the same venomous sort of fighter emerging from his incarceration.
He's a fighting man. That's all he knows. He's got a fighting instinct. That's what he's good at. And he'll come out and he'll fight. He rings up, and I've been in Don King's office a few times over, you know, the last few months, getting together a couple of fights. We're still in some fights out. And he rings continuously, that office, talking about boxing all the time. He's up to date on all the fighters, all what's going on. He knows the former fighters. And you know, he's a fight historian. Remember, a big fighting buff and a good judge.
The difference being that he's, you know, he's not going to be the same. He wasn't the same when he went in there. He was going off even then. I don't think he's going to be any better when he comes out.
Same thing about Muhammad Ali, 3 years out of the ring.
OK, Frank, Barry Lennox, thanks for the moment. Over in Las Vegas, it is all about Evander Holyfield and Riddick Bowe. Can the former undisputed champion, there he is, Evander Holyfield, come back and win the world heavyweight title? Once again, only Patterson and Ali have managed to do that. Or will Riddick Bowe win, as we all expect him to? Let's return to Cesars Palace and rejoin your big fight commentators, Jim Watt and, first of all, Reg Guttridge.
So then bring up your ringside seat with us here. It's, well, very nippy indeed, actually. 72 in the day, but it's right down to 48 degrees here at ringside. Hasn't quite generated the atmosphere that it does in the heat here, which of course Barry McGuigan knows all about only too well when it gets something to the 100. So it's better for these fellows actually, and that's what it's all about. Nickname here then Holyfield, the real deal. The man who says, well, I really have got my motivation back now. He's one of the best managed fighters of all time. I reckon, well, we think he's grossed around $76 million. What is he doing coming back? Well, this is what he wants to do. And I've got a feeling that he just may give Riddick Bowe a fright as well as a fight. The odds were reduced to 4.5 to 1 against him, but, well, one of the bookmakers tipped me off, really, that they didn't have the weight of money to do that. They thought they'd do it to try and entice punters to come in, that there was money coming for Holyfield, but it's more or less sticking fairly rigidly, I think, with 5 to 1 against him. 16 championship fights this fella's had. He's fought 8 times in Las Vegas, and he's got to push his way through now. He's only really just started to come into the main arena, erected above the part of the tennis court now. No more car park fights at Cesars Palace. All the cheerleaders, plenty of posers, plenty of golden oldies with medallions around their necks and girls on their arms. It's an unreal place. It's still the town of the outstretched palms. Gentleman fighter in many ways, Evander Holyfield, and well, we talk about him not being that big, but 15 stone 7 is not that bad, is it? Surely, when you think of the heavyweights in previous years, some of them like, well, Cooper, Patterson, 13.5 stone fighters. Changed trainers, of course, now from the Duva camp. George Benton, who's here actually watching this, and he's with Emmanuel Stewart now out of Detroit. So the gentleman from the south, Atlanta, Georgia, very popular man indeed, very honest. Lost only one, of course, and this is the repeat or revenge fight. I'm going to wrap him up fairly well there, actually, Evander Holyfield. And it's scheduled here, the seating arrangements for 15,819, and from where Jim Mott and I are sitting, we honestly can't see an empty seat. Just standing at the back here, it always generates a great deal of atmosphere, despite the cold. The referee, Little Mills Lane from Reno, from the sheriff's office there it is, as you see him in the far corner. 15 heavyweight championship fights he's now refereed. And the famous saying with him, let's get it on. This is backstage. It isn't actually backstage, it's the arena that always handle the fights. Here's the big man himself, Big Daddy. 17 stone 8 pounds. So he's 11 pounds heavier than when they fought last time, but Holyfield's about 12 pounds heavier. And as he said that the fat reduction is less than it was those days, I'm in good shape. And certainly trainer Eddie Futch there, the 82-year-old wizard of the game, really, says it's been exaggerated, and he's right. He can always get the weight off. He said, I'm a big man, don't be too worried about how much pounded it is. I can carry that. Well, there's all kind of predictions now, Jim, as they're bringing on the IBF and the WBA belt. How do you see it? Do you want to stick your chin out? It's safe to do it on the safe side of the ropes anyway.
Well, if you think Holyfield's going to win, you have to ask, how is he going to win? He can't really do it from a distance. Bowe with a longer reach and the better jab. He can't really mix it with Bowe because he doesn't have the strength or the power. So how is he going to beat Riddick Bowe? I don't see how he's going to do it. I think what he's going to do, he's going to put up an excellent show for maybe 5 or 6 rounds, and then things are going to turn against him. He had a real hard battle with Bowe before. He could grit his teeth and carry on, go the full distance and come out with plenty of credit. But it's always more difficult to grit your teeth in a losing battle the second time, because he knows Bowe's not going to tire, it's going to carry on happening, and I think maybe he may tend to lose heart maybe after about 7 or 8 rounds.
Well, I tell you what, Jim, if it's half as good as the first battle, I would rate that one of the best heavyweight fights that I've seen anyway.
I think it will be a good fight, Reg, especially in the first 6 rounds, because Holyfield, very proud man. He's never really put in a bad performance. He always boxes full of heart. He's going to give it the best shot he's got, but when he finds out the best shot he's got is not good enough, I think then he's going to tend to buckle this time. The last time, as I say, he managed to grit his teeth, force himself on for the full 12 rounds, but I'll be surprised if he can do it again.
Tommy Hearns' brother there showing Evander Holyfield what he wants from him, part of the Detroit camp setup. And there's the old gent himself, Eddie Futch. I remember him when he had Don Jordan as the welterweight champion of the world. He's had so many top fighters through his hands. He's slowing down on the old legs, as he said, but the brain's still working, and he imparts that knowledge into his fighters. Nicknamed Papa Smurf after the cartoon by Bowe. And there's still a lot of boy in the man, Bowe, actually. He's quite a character. Good wisecracker, sings a good song, does good impersonations. But he needs, as Ali did, needs a phrase here to bring the best out of him. And I think probably Holyfield represents that type of fighter. The rap man, MC Hammer, actually now starting to be the advisor. There's a rundown. The 3 knockdown rule, in effect, as you probably well know now, that if any man goes down 3 times in the same round, it's already over. The standing 8 count, meaning that he's got to go down to take a mandatory count. Not the amateurs, sometimes they can call a count with a stand. Whereas obviously can't be saved by the bell until the last round. Three Nevada judges, one a lady, Patricia Sharman, and Jerry Roth and Chuck Giampa were judges of their last fight, when one of them made Bowe win by 7 rounds and another one by 3 rounds. So the talking's now at last over. And this man, Jim, he really looks awesome, doesn't he? We watched him work out and at the weigh-in, and he's so relaxed about it all.
Yeah, I like Bowe's attitude. I mean, okay, the couple of defences he's had up against very poor opposition, but he just marches straight in and gets them right out of there straight away, no messing about. He has a good attitude for the game, doesn't waste time, it's on about the job.
And all the debate about whether, if Bowe wins this, as he's expected to, obviously, if you go by the odds. Well, I know that Cesars World have Bowe under contract, but they say he doesn't have to fight Michael Moorer. There is an escape clause if he gets a match with Lewis. So we're just waiting now for ready to rumble Michael Buffer being signalled to give the announcements. A bit of a wash and brush up before the start there. Heavy Vaseline around the face there. Won't help him with slip punches, but it stops a bit of chafing of the gloves. And maybe of this fella's beard if they get that close. There's Emmanuel Stewart, of course, who handled Hearns. And now this will be the second fight that Emmanuel's had with Evander Holyfield. He did.
Ladies and gentlemen, Spencer Promotions, Main Events Monitor, and the undisputed, undefeated king of beers, Budweiser, proud to be your bud, present the featured bout of the evening. This bout is sanctioned by the Nevada State Athletic Commission, the World Boxing Association, and the International Boxing Federation. The officials for Nevada are Chairman Dr. Elias Ghanem, Commissioners Nat Carasali, Luther Mack, Bruce Lane, and Dr. James Nave. Executive Director Mark Ratner. The 3 physicians in attendance at ringside, Dr. Flip Romansky, Dr. James Wishgame, and Dr. Robert Bowe. Timekeeper Mike Latella. Counting for the knockdown seconds, James Cavan. Representing the IBF as supervisor is its president, Robert W. Lee Sr. And here for the WBA as supervisor ringside, Dr. Elias Cordova Jr. The scoring for this bout will be done on a 10-point must system, and the 3 judges assigned at ringside will be Jerry Roth, Chuck Giampa, and Patricia Jarman. And when the bell rings, the man in charge of the action, working for the 71st time in a world title bout, referee Mills Lane. And now, ladies and gentlemen, from the site where legends are made, Cesars Palace in Las Vegas, Nevada, let's get ready to rumble! 12 rounds of boxing for the heavyweight championship of the world. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing the gold trunks with black trim and weighing 217 pounds. This 1984 Olympic medalist has a professional record of 29-1 with 22 KOs. He is a former 2-time undisputed world champion in 2 different divisions. Ladies and gentlemen, from Atlanta, Georgia, the challenger and former heavyweight champion of the world, Evander Holyfield. fighting out of the red corner, wearing the white trunks with red trim and weighing in at 246 pounds. He's also an Olympic medalist, winning super heavyweight silver in 1988. Since turning professional, his record is a perfect 34-0, 29 by knockout victory. And tonight, he defends his title for the 3rd time. Ladies and gentlemen, from Brooklyn, New York, presenting the undefeated heavyweight champion of the world, Riddick Big Daddy Bowe!
So here are the instructions coming now from Little Mills Lane. He's a tough referee, this fellow.
Here we go, baby. Hold it tight.
Great physical shape he's having, there's no doubt about it. So there it is, as I said, repeat or revenge. This is
okay, now, Eddie, I want to tell you, if he goes right here, I'm not going to call it low. That's going to be all right. Fair enough?
You're anointed.
All right, now, this is for the championship of the world. We've already gone through all the instructions one time. I expect a tough, clean fight. Protect yourself at all times. Any questions from the challenger?
No.
Any questions from the champion? Let's get it on.
That's a great start, isn't it? You think he was in court there as he was asking any questions like the judge did before the off. Well, there you go. The pleasantries are over, and the real stuff begins. 17 stone 8, reminder, Riddick Bowe. 15 stone 7, Evander Holyfield. Holyfield says he wants to get off to a hard start. Now this dollar's dropped from every facet of this fight. And yet not too long ago, they were sparring when Bowe was a 17-year-old amateur. He sparred with Holyfield. Oh dear, Jim, you can hear those thudding in here close at the ring now, because they are wicked punches already.
If Bowe's getting home straight away, Reg, that's the last thing Holyfield needs. Straight away.
His two defences have been quick. He'd like to bring that off again. He wants to take the play away, try and dishearten Holyfield in the first round. Got such fast hands for a big man, isn't he, Bojan?
Yeah, and it's the way he marches straight in, Reg. He's got a tremendous attitude to the game. He really believes he's the best, and he just wants to wipe everybody out who stands in front of him.
Tremendous transformation from his amateur days, and that's not taken any glory away from Alex Lewis, who did a real good job of him, of course, in the Olympic final in Seoul, and stopped him in 2 rounds. But he's really got himself together as a pro now, and you know, the Eddie Futch tutelage has paid off. He won't fight a gutsier fighter than Evander Holyfield, Jim. He won't be bothering to count his money now. His pride's at stake.
Bowe's getting through with punches right away in the first round, and that's really a bad sign for Holyfield.
Been developing an uppercut, actually, Riddick Bowe. Eddie Futch was telling me how impressed he's been with him working in the gym. There's always something new with each fight he comes up with. We can't talk as though we're saying that Holyfield's the loser already, Jim. I mean, he's such a competent fighter. 1 loss in 30 fights, remember.
You have to remember, Reg, he didn't really budge Bowe with his punches in the previous fight. So we can't really expect him to do it here. I know he's heavier, but he's never really had true heavyweight punching power.
He called that one, Jim. One bad day at the office after 8 good years. I tell you what, there's a lot of punches and correct punches in the opening round of a heavyweight fight. Not as though the moves have been choreographed for them after 12 hard rounds last time. This is the 13th round, isn't it? This is a carry-on.
Excellent first round.
That was some opening round.
Okay.
Well, already there is just a little bit of a mark under Bowe's eye. That surprised me, getting that end swell on the old, what I still call the doll's house iron there. They leave in the bucket and just push away the swelling.
And try to keep the pressure on it.
See that? Keep
Your
the pressure
timing
on
is
him,
beautiful.
you see.
Just keep working the rhythm, and when you get through with your punches, drop to the inside. You know what I'm saying? Push him. Get your leverage where you can use that strength. Push the big boy off balance. Don't put too much. No, you don't want to.
Now then, let's have a look at that again.
Well, there was the difference in the first round was only in Bowe's strength. Holyfield came in with some good shots, trying to stay mobile, but whenever they trade off, just the sheer bulk, strength and power of Bowe is obviously going to be the big problem.
Second round. And if that's a taste of things to come, we're in for a really good fight again. Holyfield was, he's been saying, well, I want to make up for the mistakes I made last time. And one of those rounds, the 10th round, well, all the experts say it's one of the greatest rounds in heavyweight history.
So we also have to remember, Reg, apart from the physical disadvantages Holyfield has to face, he is probably slightly past his peak himself. He's not quite as good as he was, not quite as sharp. And what the previous fight must have taken something out of him, Reg. That was a real hard night's work.
Yeah, you get a bit shell-shock after a fight like that. Oh, they're roughing it up now. Little Mills Lane's having a problem there. And if Bowe was to play him there, Jim, he was hitting and holding in the first minute of the second round.
Holyfield certainly looking sharp, Reg. Getting the punches off quickly.
Cracking cruiserweight he was, wasn't he? He could have been champion forever if he'd have maintained that weight. And this is where the money is. Oh, that was the one that got away, and weren't the crowd disappointed?
Watch the head. Hey, watch the head.
Just see that, he's saying out there, Bowe, watch his head. Admiring the referee to do his job. Before they fought last time, Jim, there was well, not a doubt, but a wonder whether Bowe really had the heart for the game, which they think went back to the Olympic final. They weren't very happy about the Americans, but they'd underestimated Lewis, actually. That was the problem there. But his heart was big in that last fight, Jim. I haven't got the slightest doubt about that, have you?
Not in the slightest, no. Just the extra little bit of reach he has here with his jab is causing Holyfield a couple of problems. Well, every sign, Reg, is going to be as good as the previous one.
Strangely enough, the Duva family, who managed Holyfield for the last time, they thought the return was going to be easily as tough. That surprised me, and they know their business. And Eddie Futz thought it would be a good fight, at least until Bowe started getting on top. So coming up the end of the second then. WBA and IBF versions of the heavyweight championship of the world. And it gets, well, it's getting hotter in the ring, but it's certainly getting colder outside. Popping out the gum shield, the only thing allowed above the waist for protection by boxers.
Once in a while instead before you throw it. See, paint a lot. He's a little tight. You react.
Break on off, okay? Because you get him tired, then you're going to turn it on.
They've got to work hard, these cornermen here, haven't they? Already getting the bruises and contusions of battle.
You don't need too much. You don't like too much Vaseline.
Ralph Citro there is a great record book compiler there. Is also the cut man, but there isn't any cuts there. He's just getting the bruises down.
Every time you shoot that right hand, roll a counter.
Almost like putting on the makeup, isn't it, for a Rocky film there, but this is the real thing. So I don't know who's in that balloon up there. He hasn't got much of a view, though, as he was ever paid to see it from that here. Round 3. Big Daddy roughing it up there in the second round of it. Evander Holyfield had a 12-rounder last June against Alex Stewart. It didn't look particularly good in that. It was seen on ITV. He's a no-nonsense referee, Bill Slade. Broomstick in that left-hand jab. As close as we are to it, you can hear it thudding in.
It's the length he has in the jab that's given Holyfield the problems. Holyfield doesn't want to get too involved. He's trying to nick and land 2 or 3 shots and get out again. With just a couple of inches extra that Bowe has in the jabs, catching him as he comes forward.
6'5" Riddick Bowe, 6'1" Holyfield. Although he was shorter than that when he was a cruiserweight, so I don't know whether the management put him in a grow bag.
And Eddie Futch has been telling Bowe just to be patient, so he's looking maybe for him to take over in the second half of the fight. Just be patient in the first 4 or 5 rounds or so.
Bowe says that heavyweight champions of the world should take their man out as quickly as they can. Let them know who's boss. Trying to make him jab for jab.
He's playing up in the head again, Reg.
Yeah, a minute to go in this round. He's getting a bit angry there, Bowe, isn't he?
Yeah, complaining about the head again. There was a little clash there. And that's the problem when the opponent's shorter than you are. If there's a clash, you're going to come off worse. Holyfield's tactics are good, Reg. He's not staying in the one spot too long. He's getting his punches off and then moving out.
Yeah, he's nice and mobile. Talked about the uppercut. I haven't seen that close in by Bowe. Had a picky spot with that, I would think. Coming up to the end of the 3rd round. The old 1-2 there, the left hand and right hand followed in. Absorbs a good punch though, Evander Holyfield. That's one of his hallmarks, I must say.
We're getting to slow down now.
Yeah, I see.
Yes. Keep that stick going. Keep that stick going.
That stick is the left-hand jab, he means by that.
To use the hook and cross.
Jim, have a look at this.
Yeah, well, excellent jabbing from Bowe. I still feel that for a heavyweight, the jab, the best punch in the book. That was when they complained about the little clash of heads as they moved in. But never mind complaining, just got on with the job. It's the second time he's complained, but nothing intentional. It's just that Holyfield's boring his way in. And he's that little bit smaller, but
oh, well, that was
good
a
punching.
pat on the back
Bowe.
almost there, that right-hand punch. That must have hurt as well.
Okay, come on.
So the think tank there, Holyfield's corner, Emmanuel Stewart trying to outsmart Eddie Futch in the other corner. Between them, they really are fountains of wisdom. 4th round. And he's, you know, Jim, the using a boxing expression, he fancies the jump a bit, Holyfield, really, doesn't he?
Well, he's always had the pride, Reg, and that's what any sport's all about, just having pride in yourself, not to let yourself or your people down. Holyfield's always had that in abundance, and he's only lost the one fight, remember. You see the difference when the jabs land, with the power
Oh,
Bowe has in
absolutely.
his real solid.
Oh, that was a low blow too. I thought Mills Lane was going to pull him up, but he doesn't want to stop the action for that. See, this the oldest axiom in the game, Jim, isn't it? That The good big one will always beat the good little one. But how can you call them little ones? I keep saying that, 15 stone 7.
It's just as long as Bowe hasn't taken Holyfield lightly, Reg. This is the man you have to give 100% respect. A little uppercut inside there from Bowe.
Yeah, that's it.
See, they're close up a little bit longer now in this round than they've been in any of the previous rounds. The pace is slowing, and this is where you have to expect Bowe to start taking charge a little bit with his strength.
Real quality fighters, heavyweights, aren't they, these? Bit surprised that Holyfield's willing to stand in and trade close in like that, Jim.
I don't know if it's by choice, Reg. I mean, he was doing quite well with the mobile stuff. But this is a big fellow, and mixing it with big fellow certainly takes the steam out of your legs.
Minute to go in the 4th.
Also, at long range, he was being out-jabbed now and again. So maybe he feels he just has to get close and try it once again the hard way.
Oh, what punch is sinking in here. You can hear the oohs and ahs coming from the back of this arena. And certainly from me at ringside as well, almost feeling the punches with them. Punching it out now as we come to the last 10 seconds of round 4.
Holyfield's work rate is good in this round, Reg.
Yeah, he's had a good round. After the bell, this will keep going. I knew it would. And they've flown in there. The referee can't get in the seconds. Emmanuel Stewart looked like getting caught there. They've actually hauled Holyfield back to the corner. I could see that that was definitely going to happen there, Jim, couldn't you? I mean, they really steamed themselves up as the bell went. I haven't seen that for a long time.
Some facial damage here, Reg. It looks like notice a cut in the eye.
Yeah.
Those cut. Even the referee didn't hear the bell then, and a lot of punches were landed after the bell.
You see, you may have heard that bell at home much clearer than you could hear it in the ring, actually.
Looks to me like 2 bits of damage on the same eye, Reg.
Yeah.
One in the middle and a little nick on the outside. Not a bad round for Holyfield.
Let's have a look at the finish here. See, look at those bumping and boring heads in there. Bowe caught Holyfield there.
Yeah, well, Holyfield really went for it there, Reg, and a few signs that he did have the power to trouble the big man. I mean, the bell had gone long before this exchange.
Round 5. Now then, are they going to calm down or are they going to keep this war going? The last thing we want to see is a contest actually to be finished by injuries. That's either way, of course. I don't think they're serious, those cuts, so I think Ralph Citro has taken pretty good care of those with Riddick Bowe. Usually adrenaline swabs there, that's all that's permitted by the boxing commissions.
Holyfield backing the big man up, Reg, and if he can manage to do this, he certainly shortens the odds that are against him. If he can back Bowe up, Reg, it gives him a chance.
Holyfield was saying that before the fight. I heard him say it, that I boxed with him as an amateur. I know things have changed since, but if you put pressure on him, and you've got him on the run, Bowe, you can win the fight. And I didn't do that last time, but I want to do it this time.
Actually looking a little bit looser, Reg. His defences have loosened.
Absolutely.
He's not quite as tight and compact as he was. I don't know what's going on here, if he's taking a breather or what's happening here, but he's going to have to tighten up and try to take charge. I wonder if already he's feeling the pace. That was a hectic round, the previous one.
Oh. Look out for that. Bowe waits for him to come in and he whipped that uppercut in there. He might not have seen that properly, and I don't think Holyfield did either.
The injury bleeding again. just in the top of Bowe's nose. Holyfield a little bit sharper than Bowe at this stage, Reg.
Minute to go in this round, and the crowd really getting with the underdog now, aren't they?
Well, as they come into the ring, Holyfield is really expecting a war. Maybe Bowe wasn't. Maybe Bowe was thinking he would handle him easier this time. Holyfield prepared and ready for a real hard battle.
I'm trying to remember if Bowe has been cut in a fight before, Jim. I can't remember.
I don't think so. I don't
think
remember
he
him
has.
being cut.
I think he's been hit too much either. Only in his previous fight with Holyfield, obviously.
Bowe is not looking in charge, Reg. Look, actually, he's looking in trouble, never mind in charge.
Absolutely. I wonder if they'll go on after the bell here. It's getting right to the end of the round, and Holyfield well on top. He's in trouble there, Riddick Bowe.
He looks exhausted, Reg. He looks tired.
He looks exhausted. He looks as if, well, have I trained hard enough for this fight? And everything that Holyfield said before this fight, that he was going to apply a lot of pressure, get this fellow on the run, has started to pay off.
Yeah, that side, right here.
Well, he's got to get time to catch our breath here, Jim, let alone the fighters. But he really was rocking at the end of that round. Let's have another look. Blowing hard, wasn't he?
Well, Holyfield finished the previous round better, and he picked up on this one. His pace is better, his punching's better, and Bowe actually was lost a couple of times in that round. See, look, not knowing where to go, he's lost all the urgency. Good shot, is bang onto his chin, he's not coming back with anything. Bowe produced virtually nothing in that round.
So they are. Battle continues then, round 6 coming up. And some terse orders there coming from Eddie Futch to Riddick Bowe. Take time off? No, I don't know what the delay was there, getting the shield in, I think.
See, Reg, every sport's the same. If you're not psyched up for a real battle before it starts, you can't do it during. Maybe Bowe thought he was going to get right into control, and it was going to be far easier than the previous one. In fact, it's harder.
Well, I mean, you know, Jim, if you had a poll of the American and indeed the British boxing riders around here, 42 of them, there was only 2 that thought that Holyfield could win.
Maybe looking at the bookies' odds of maybe affected Bowe. See, there's no sharpness in what he's doing. I think he's feeling the pace. I think he's lost a lot of steam already. Where's the sharp jab, Reg?
Yeah, it's the way it's turned around to him is remarkable. It's as though Bowe's saying to himself, well, I'll try to impart to Holyfield, come on, let's take our time here, let's calm down. He's just not unleashing the punches that he'd done at the start, Jim.
Reg, it looks to me that he's lost a lot of steam. He should be pushing Holyfield back. These punches are bang on target from Holyfield.
Brilliant. As he was saying, Jim, it's as though Bowe was saying, I didn't really expect this, and it sickened him a little bit. Now, I don't know whether we're misreading it or not, but that's my impression anyway.
No, there's definitely been something missing from Bowe the last couple of rounds. The sharpness, he's lost the sharpness. Bowe, Holyfield still has it.
Minute to go in the 6th. Oh. Now he's pushing Holyfield back a bit now. That's a bit rough.
He's not getting enough punches off.
Tried to drop a right hand in there. The crowd reacted to that. So the last few seconds now of the 6th round. So let's go back to the studio and hear from Lennox Lewis.
I thought that was a very interesting round. As you can see, Holyfield looks very sharp, but it's still early days yet. And this fight still has a long way to go. Bowe looks like he's blowing a hell of a lot. And he's cut, so he could be worried about his cut. He looks very tired, but he still can come out with his big punches. Right here you see Holyfield catching with a good combination. He should just step up the pace and just stay on him. Good fast punches combination. The left hook, the right hand got through there. That's what Holyfield should be doing.
Okay, thanks, Lennox. And, well, as you see, there's Ralph Citro, the cut man, getting out the ring there, having to work on those injuries. By boxing standards, they don't look that serious, but, well, cuts are never a good thing, obviously. Out for the 7th round. And the overhead view of it. Now, can Bowe start now getting sort of a bit more aggressive and saying, hey, I'm the champ, I'm going to take over, because we've been impressed with Holyfield in the last couple of rounds.
Yeah, it's fairly tilted the points back in his direction, Reg. I mean, it can be fairly level. If you give Bowe the first 3 rounds, you can certainly, if you wanted, give Holyfield the last 3. His punches have been far better. But this is what Bowe has to do. Well, he's still got it left to do.
Yeah, that's right. I think they've shaken him up in the corner and saying, hey, what are you doing? Throwing this fight away. Open up with him.
See, he's got the advantages. He's going to have to use them. And he's not using them if he allows Holyfield to back him up. Busier with the jab again. This is what he was doing earlier. He's got to try to control Holyfield with that jab.
Oh dear, there's only a parachutist hitting the ropes. I do not believe this clown, where he has come from. Unreal. Well, everything happens in the fight game. Take time off, the referee saying. I would think so. How on earth did that guy came in like that? Oh my God.
Well, Reg, he doesn't know where he is.
Yeah, I tell you what, I've never seen so much security, policemen. Only in America can this happen.
He's actually hit the canopy above the ring, Reg. Yeah, his parachute is still jammed up there.
That's right, and he hit the ropes, though.
Yes, he actually, his feet were actually right inside the ring.
He got underneath the canopy. Oh dear, I'm glad he didn't fall on us here, Jim, I tell you that. Well, what can we do? It's absolutely ridiculous. See, they've got to pull that parachute down, because the people who've paid, I mean, up to $800 here, remember, $100 to $800, they won't be able to see the fight. But I've never seen so many policemen, all like sentinels around the ropes here, waiting for this clown, whoever he is. I tell you what, he's made himself famous.
Well, Reg, we've seen the ring invaded before, but never from this guy.
Oh dear. How on earth did he do it? What I mean is, how, you know...
What was he doing parachuting at night, Reg?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's unreal.
Well, what a nutcase. Who's going to be parachuting at night?
Well, this, you know, this is the sort of town where anything can happen and does happen. Oh dear. There's so many security men and Cesars Palace police and Met police as well to go with it.
They should actually cover the fighters up, Reg. This is with a blanket, but yeah, that's what they're doing now. They've just started doing that. Because it is very cold here.
It is, isn't it? I tell you what, Jim, I hope this doesn't affect them. It could well do. I mean, they're not going to be amused by this, just as they, you know, particularly Bowe was starting to fight well there.
Please, folks, please sit down. If anybody gets injured, we'll help you out. If anybody gets injured, we'll help you out. Please,
so is anybody injured? He may have kicked somebody, you know, as he was landing there, Jim. That's what they're worried about.
The good thing is, Reg, the fact that the parachute's feet landed in the ring, hopefully it didn't hit anybody on the way down. I think his parachute caught the canopy and swung him right in through the ropes. So there's a chance he hasn't actually landed on anybody, but maybe he did as he fell back out the ring again.
Oh, I see, Jim. Yeah, they probably came with that motor on his back. They can, you know, guide themselves in with that, can't they? You remember the fellow that did it at the opening of the Los Angeles games there? They zoom in on them, but I mean, it's so dangerous. It's unbelievable, this. I hope nobody is hurt anyway. Every cameraman in the place is trying to get round there and grab the pictures. But there are some emergency people and paramedics going in as well. There it is. You can get an overhead view of what happened there, how he got his feet under that canvas, and then, of course, the parachute caught the top.
They've almost got the parachute down. It seems that he landed right where the Bowe family are sitting, Reg, according to what I'm hearing.
Oh, did it? Yes, it was the Bowe corner, just by the side of the Bowe corner.
Just remain calm.
Well, I must say, both fighters seem to be coping with it very well from where we can see. It's, you can imagine they're all crowded around now in the press benches area and the commentary positions, and all we're seeing at the moment is backs of policemen and security men.
Please be seated. Stay out of the aisles. Please be seated.
See, they've got to be careful pulling that down, Jim, because they don't want to pull some lights over as well.
Security, please clear the aisles down here, folks. Use your seat to sit down at this time, please.
Knowing it's a big gambling town, Jim, I suppose some crank has said he'd bet somebody he would do it. You know, that's probably had a $10 bet or something.
Good. That's it, folks. Thank you. Please. Please sit down. Thank you.
They're going to have to get that parachute down, Reg, before the fight can continue anyway.
Oh, absolutely.
Please. Thank you very much. Please sit down.
But the fellow certainly looked in a hell of a state as he was lying on the floor. He didn't quite know where he was. He severely concussed.
Well, I wonder what he'll claim when they drag him to court. Not I came in to stop a fight, I hope.
Ladies and gentlemen, please sit down.
So, as you could probably hear there, asking the audience to sit down. Now there's a close-up of that swelling, of course, of Bowe over the left eye, giving them a bit of a chance to get it down, actually, Jim. There it comes now. There's a replay. Now, just watch this now. You see the propeller on the back, Jim. That's what I meant. Look, I called it a motor. You see. There he goes. What an absolute crank this has got to be. Look. It's a wonder he didn't hit people on the way in there. That could have been dangerous. Well, who's ever covered that, they've covered it very well, the camera boys there, haven't they?
I don't know if that's one of his mates, possibly, Reg. I don't know if that was the actual one or if that was one of his mates.
No, it must have been the same one. I can't believe it was his sparring partner.
Surely not two of them in the one night, eh?
Not two cranks in one night. Oh, dear. I'll tell you what, old Eddie the Eagle had the needle about that, won't he? He wouldn't have mind doing that. This is where, you know, they've got to calm him down, take your time, don't let this get to you. Where the experience of these cornermen really count.
Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated, clear the aisles.
What you can, it's in the ring, and don't do shifting.
We need an aisle.
It's in the ring, I'm to keep jabbing, get him back there. So you need also...
It's hardly the time for boxing talking there. It's the time to get this boy, both of them, calmed down. He's decided to stand now, Holyfield, saying, where did they get this fellow from?
I mean, it's amazing how we keep inventing new rules in the fight game, Reg, but what would have happened if he'd landed on top of one of the fighters and the fight would stop? Would it have gone to points, or what would have happened? It's amazing.
Oh dear,
Who would ever think up a rule to cover that one, eh?
Especially coming after the third round, you know, after the third rounds had been completed, 3 rounds, then they'd have had to go to the scorecard. Oh no, it should have been a no contest, you know, outside interference.
You want the idiot that caused this problem? He will be dealt with, I promise you.
Oh, well, that's... Did you hear the MC there? He will be dealt with, I promise you, Jim. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, he said the idiot that caused this problem, yeah.
There's Reverend Jesse Jackson there.
So that's one of the spectators that have been injured, I think.
Yeah, right. And he may be with the Reverend. He supports this thing that Riddick Bowe has got himself involved in now, the no violence campaign.
I think he'll be calling it intervention from above, Reg.
Exactly.
Very important at this time that you would please do not stand on the chair. Sit in it or stand in front of it and move a little bit to the side, out of the way, pretty please.
Reg, it looks as though it's still going to be quite some time before this fight resumes.
Yeah, look, there's a woman being led out there as well. And the paramedics are working hard there. They're coming right across our commentary position here, Jim. Just duck your head here.
Well, somebody is severely injured, Reg,
yeah,
that's for sure.
But I thought between us we'd seen everything that you could see happen in boxing, Jim. We've been around the world and back covering this, but this is just something I don't know. I'm running out of words now on what to say about it. It's just unbelievable.
What is it Don King keeps saying, Reg? Only in America. Maybe it's only in Las Vegas.
Please, folks, in your seats, please.
See if we can find Gary Newbon among the crowd there. He's here for his report.
Yes, Reggie, I can tell you exactly what happened. Apparently the parachutist came in, bounced off the ropes and landed on the knee of the Reverend Jesse Jackson's wife. Jesse Jackson, his wife, are special guests, as they have been all week here at the fight. And then, as the parachutist sort of got up, that is the parachutist we're looking at, a couple of people apparently went to sort of hit him because they were so angry, and he landed back on Jesse Jackson's wife again. She's being looked after, but the parachutist is obviously in a very bad way. He must have surely have broken something. Speedy came in at. Actually, looking at those pictures again, I thought it was obviously a deliberate stunt. I mean, when I first saw him, I thought the parachutist must have been blown off course. And as Jim Watt said, what the hell's he doing at night? But when you see it again on that brilliant replay from that cameraman, very alert cameraman, he's obviously done it for a stunt. And it's a most dangerous thing. I mean, besides the fact it's bizarre and sensational, I mean, anything could have happened. The guy is totally irresponsible. But at the moment, he seems to be the person who is really hurt. They're going to carry him out, and Jesse Jackson's wife's getting attention, but obviously and hopefully she's going to recover from that.
Okay, Gary, on the spot as always, and as you say, he seems to be the only serious casualty that we know of anyway, and I should imagine we would have known before. As we saw earlier, Jesse Jackson taking out the lady, and I assumed it was his wife. I didn't want to say so until you'd confirmed it. So Emmanuel Stewart saying, take no notice. There it is now.
Folks, if you would cooperate, please.
So back to Gary.
Stand on the chairs. It's very important that you don't stand on the chairs.
Reggie, some more news. Judy Bowe, that's Riddick Bowe's wife, of course, is heavily pregnant with her fourth child, and she passed out. I don't think she was struck, but that was the Bowe family area, and she passed out, and she has been rushed to hospital. She's expecting her fourth child, and I hope, as everyone does here, that she's going to be okay. Just to the left of that parachutist there, where he landed was where Judy Bowe was sitting, and there he goes.
I assume, Gary, that Riddick Bowe doesn't know that.
No, what happened was they turned around and they didn't want Riddick Bowe to worry unnecessarily, and in fact they put the thumbs up to him. He obviously looked over immediately because he would be only too aware that this is where his family was sitting, particularly Judy, as I say, stressing that she's pregnant with their fourth child, and he was given the thumbs up. So he's waiting there. I think he's been told again now. He's looking very anxious at the moment. But Judy's been rushed to hospital.
There's a replay of that, Gary, as if we wanted to see that again, really. But it was brilliant coverage by the cameraman there, as you see him landing on the canopy, just about to there.
I mean, Reggie, it does look a deliberate stunt, doesn't it?
Yeah. Oh, there it is. Absolutely. Oh dear. Now you see where he fought. He seems all right there, though, doesn't he? But you see the weight of that. Well, look, the big heavy propeller there.
And look, people coming forward and having a right go at him. Look, there you go. They're trying to grab him to cart him off, and in fact they did the worst possible thing. I think somebody whacked him as well there. See, really look at it here, Reggie. You can see, look at that motor there. I mean,
yeah, I know.
What an idiot.
That's what's created so much problem there, Gary, isn't it?
And that makes me think that he must have deliberately steered his way into the ring. I mean, obviously we're speculating at this stage, Reg, but obviously in this gambling town, somebody's dared him or had a bet they could land in the ring. He was deliberately, from those pictures, I assume, trying to land in the ring.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. He's a nutter who's had a bet. That's what we'll probably find out later, and well, assuming he will recover. And well, you know, as crazy as he's been, I wouldn't wish that on him, of course.
At the moment, the hold-up is caused by the fact they just want to calm things down, but by the parachute cover.
Yeah, just at this point, Gary, we'd like to hear what Lennox Lewis thinks about this now. A man who knows it could have happened to him, couldn't it? Lennox?
I tell you what, I sure hope it never happens to me. It's definitely an unfortunate situation. It holds up the time for both boxers. They're both doing so well, especially Evander Holyfield. Now they're going to have to start just over again and just start it like it's a new fight. Hopefully, both fighters didn't get cold, and Holyfield's doing the right thing by walking around and keeping his legs nice and loose.
Barry McGuigan, what effect do you think this is going to have on the most important people, forget the parachutists, the fighters?
I think it's a travesty for Evander Holyfield. He was on a roll, as they say, and he was boxing brilliantly. And this could turn and change the outcome of this fight dramatically. It will be incredibly interesting to see what happens now when the fight restarts again. But I think, in my opinion, it was a travesty for Evander Holyfield.
Is there a case, Frank, for declaring this fight a no contest, saying, hey, after this, we've got to forget about it, because what's going to happen now might be a bit unrealistic?
I would think they'll let the fight go on, and then whoever loses is going to complain, and quite rightly. I thought Riddick Bowe was just coming a bit back into the fight at that stage. But I've got Holyfield well in front, 2 rounds in front. I think it's a shame.
I think I've got him a couple of rounds in front. How are you scoring it at the moment, Lennox?
I've got Holyfield 1 round in front.
And you, Barry?
And I've got Holyfield 1 round in front too. Just one.
So he's a determined jibber.
He really is. I wouldn't have imagined that he'd have fought that good, but he's come back and has proved us all wrong. Brilliant performance.
Absolutely. It's been a magnificent performance by that great warrior Evander Holyfield so far. Just looking, of course, we're seeing exactly the same pictures as you are at the ring over there in Cesars Palace, Las Vegas. They seem to be clearing it, and I would think after a delay of, what's it going to be, something like 15 or 20 minutes, isn't it, that they will very shortly get underway. And this crazy jumper, obviously they've still got a fair bit of, I'm not so sure they are going to start that soon, actually, looking at that, because they're going to have to make sure that's totally safe and clear it all away. Let's get back to our guys on the spot. Of course, Gary Newbon with all the latest news, Jim Watt, and well, Reggie Guttridge, you've seen a few things over the years in boxing. I think this is a first for you, as for it is for all of us.
For those of you coming to your seats, come forward. If you don't have
well, there you are, having to wrap Riddick Bowe up now. Must have been very disconcerting for him there, but MC Mike Buffer has done a good job there, and one of the Cesars Palace staff climbed right up the gantry there and cleared it all up now. Tim Watt says, now what are we doing? Are we watching Holyfield v Bowe 3 now? Well, it's hardly a natural break, that one, was it?
Ladies and gentlemen, please find your seats right here. We'll be underway in just a few moments.
Well, we'd actually reached an important part of the contest, Reg, because we were waiting to see could Riddick Bowe turn it back round in his favour again, because Holyfield 3 very good rounds under his belt.
Are they going to restart the round, Jim, or I don't remember how far it was into the round now. It's so shocked by it all. When I say restart, I mean to go the full 3 minutes again.
I don't think so. I remember the referee did signal down to the timekeeper.
Take time off, yeah, exactly.
So he probably caught the time at that point.
Yeah, quite right, yeah.
We do have people that need minor medical attention. We want to get that taken care of. So please, folks, right down here, you can find your seats. We'll accommodate you, no problem.
calling for people who need minor medical attention to come down. The medical staff are waiting for them there.
Folks, we're just a few minutes away.
So we make that, what, 18 minutes stoppage there. And really, the staff and the security have done quite well in that time to get it back together again, although the fight actually hasn't restarted.
Just moments away. Folks, if you'll find your seats right here, we'll be underway in just a few minutes, please. If you weren't seated here...
We were 1 minute into round 7 then, Jim, so presumably we've got to have a 2-minute round when it restarts. Well, I tell you what, you may never have seen or heard of us again if you'd have come on our side of the ring, because, you know, that whole machine looked so frightening when he came down.
We will be underway. Referee Mills Lane is ready. The fighters are ready. We're waiting for the resumption of... We'll resume where we left off in round 7. This is the resumption of round 7. We'll be underway in just a moment.
Judy is pregnant, and she was overcome with emotions. This is the strangest thing I've ever seen in my life. Some kind of way or the other, it seems like when we're involved in a boxing match, you can expect the unexpected.
Well, now the obvious question is, your fighter's in the ring, he's going to continue. Is he aware that anything happened to Judy?
No, he's not. He's not aware that anything happened. I'm just really disappointed because he had taken the first part of the fight. Holyfield had come back, and Riddick, just his momentum was just coming back right when all of this happened. So I'm very disappointed that this happened.
Knowing your fighter like you do, what do you think it's going to have? What kind of effect on his mindset?
Well, this is a strange set of circumstances I don't think anyone has ever had to deal with before. I'm just hoping that he's able to get back in and focus. They got to run, James.
So there, I'll restart it after almost 20 minutes now. And the word is well, Rock Newman just passed us there. The manager of Bowe says no. Riddick's not aware that his wife was taken away. So now, well, it all seems very peaceful now, doesn't it? A big fight, Jim, instead.
Well, it had really reached an important part, Reg, as I say, because we were waiting to see could Bowe turn it back in his favour. He had the first 3 rounds. You could certainly have given Holyfield at least 2 of the next 3, possibly the 3 of them. His work was a lot better. So a finely balanced heavyweight fight. Now, I really felt by now Bowe would really be taken over, but that's not the case.
Not easy for him to come back to, you know, get sparking up again. They must have been cold, but I keep emphasising, I mean, it's in the mid-40s here at the moment. Really, Bowe might have got out of that. Of course, it's a bit longer for them to be able to coagulates on the eye there, just cut around the left eye. So half a chance to not heal, but to, well, staunch any blood flow. He's firing on all cylinders, Holyfield, isn't he?
Really boxing well, Holyfield. He's pumping the punches out, not punching in ones, he's punching 3s and 4s. Obviously makes it difficult to score that round, Reg, with the break after the first minute.
Yeah, there you are. There's Mrs. Jackson being taken out there.
Give the 2 fighters a hand here. They've been waiting and they are ready to rumble again.
The ambulances are always on site, part of the boxing regulation, but nobody expects a member of the crowd like that to need it. Get the odd fainting, I suppose, occasionally, but nothing worse. So a lot of patching up going on in both corners, actually, more so on Bowe's face.
Take the belt back home and be at church tomorrow. That's it. Take it back. Boys, you'll shoot you 1-2-1.
Round 8. Fighter, you you know, a really good competitive fight, but we didn't need that ridiculous interruption.
I think Bowe must move up a gear if he has a gear to move up into Reg. It's just that little bit slow. Holyfield looking the sharper, pumping the punches out.
Made a lot of noise, that punched him, didn't it?
Both stalking Reg, but not really throwing many punches, and he's kind of pawing with his jab at the moment.
I mean, Holyfield, judging him his last fight with Alex Stewart, I mean, very disappointing. A different guy altogether. Of course, the opposition makes a difference. I mean, Stewart didn't really want to fight. And,
also, Reggie was always in control against Stewart. He didn't have to produce anything better than he was producing. Bowe has to turn this into a war, Reg. He's allowing Holyfield too much space and allowing him to get too many punches off. He's the bigger and the stronger. He has to turn this into a war.
we said there's a chance of it measuring up to their first match here, but it's certainly doing that, really, isn't it? May not be quite as good, but near enough.
Punch out, 2 hands are free.
A minute to go in this round.
His eye bleeding again. See, these are good shots from Holyfield. I certainly like Holyfield's punches better than Bowe's. Bowe's toying a bit with the jab. Holyfield's getting them out in combinations. See, the last time they fought, Bowe was the challenger, Reg. He was the real hungry one. Holyfield's looking the hungrier at this moment.
All right, we sit back a minute. Get him out the head like something.
Couldn't believe a fellow with plenty of money, and he really does have a lot of money, Holyfield. Really want to do it. It just shows you, though, this is all a gladiatorial game at this stage, Jim, isn't it?
Yeah, it's all about being the heavyweight champion of the world, Reg.
Every man's envy, wasn't it? And after the bell, no, Mills Lane's in.
Roll round, baby. You put it on ahead. Roll round.
Well, it's heated up in every sense now. I mean, the referee's very aware now when the bell goes, Jim, he has to dive in there. Actually, the timekeeper makes a little clatter of a noise to warn the seconds that it's the last 10, and I suspect that the referee can hear that too. Haven't really worsened those cuts, Jim. Have a look at it again.
I just don't think Bowe is getting enough punches off. His punches are stronger than Holyfield's, but Holyfield's getting them out in combinations. Real good quality shots from Holyfield. See, Bowe really has to move up a gear. He has to make this a harder battle than it is at the moment. He has to make it a war. Then maybe his strength can get him in control.
The 9th round, scheduled, of course, for 12. The WBA and IBF versions of the Heavyweight Championship of the world. Of course, there's 3 judges from the Nevada state and the referee who doesn't vote.
He's got his jab moving again a little bit better. See, he has to get his punches off. He's waiting for Holyfield to throw the lead.
Oh,
this is
right
more like
it. That's more like it.
See, he has to back the man up, Reg, and he has to get his punches off first.
Some desperation there, isn't there, and determination by Bowe.
See, for the last few rounds, Bowe has been stalking and allowing Holyfield to lead off.
desperate jabs now from Riddick Bowe.
When Bowe uses the jab properly, Reg, he really gets himself in the driving seat.
All the great fighters over the years, Ali, Joe Louis, always have a good left hand. Larry Holmes, good jabbers, and that's what Bowe can do. How have you got it at this stage, Jim?
I've got them dead level, Reg. I had them level after the 6 rounds. I gave the first 3 to Bowe, the next 3 to Holyfield. The 7th was difficult because of the way it was interrupted. I've given Holyfield 1 since. But this looks like Bowe's round here.
For him to come in there, Bowe, with the right-hand counter.
I want to step back.
Well, I tell you what, Jim, that last fight we thought might have taken too much out of Holyfield. It hasn't been so.
Round this
oh, right to the bell. This might go on after the bell if we're not careful. They've just come, and there it is. Oh, he was about to. I don't know why the crowd are jeering on that. I would have thought they were excited about the thought of wanting to keep fighting all the time, even under extra time, and they don't get paid to fight between rounds.
We got to go from here.
A little sign of weariness from Holyfield at the end of that round, Reg.
Yeah, exactly.
10th round, baby. We got to go. These got to take all of these rounds here. You got the belt. You got to win these 9 minutes.
Hear what he's saying there, Jim. You've got to take all of these rounds, and you've got the belt.
But you got to let the punches go now. Whether you're boxing or slugging, but let him go off. We hesitate a little bit more, okay? Let him go. Let him go, because if he go with you, he gonna get tighter than you are. He's a big man.
Have a look at it again.
Yeah, well,
so you just show it there. Look, you can see his distress there, can't you, Holyfield?
Yeah, see, just for the first time for quite a few rounds, Bowe started using his advantages again.
So please there from Emmanuel Stewart to Holyfield, let your punches go. Doesn't matter whether it's boxing or fighting. Round 10. Well, the majority of the quote-unquote experts thought this was going to go about 5 or 6 rounds. Oh yes, this is a different Bowe, Jim.
Yeah, well, he must know he needs it, Reg. He certainly lost a grip in the fight, allowed Holyfield right back in. Holyfield, a few signs of weariness in the last minute of the previous round, so maybe just the sheer size of the job now taking its toll on him. He's boxed a lot better than I thought he would be able to.
He's backing off a bit more now, Holyfield. Every punch, Jim, has got power, isn't it? There's no sort of taps and flats, dunks, as you call them in Scotland, is it?
Yeah, it's been a great battle, Reg. And they've just stood in range all the way through. Nobody looking to hide.
She's combination punching now, Bowe. For 2 rounds, he was on sleep, didn't he?
I got the impression that maybe Bowe had underestimated the task a couple of rounds ago. He seems to have got his attitude back.
Yeah, he's kind of fought himself into shape, hasn't he? As though he needed those rounds to get going.
Step back, Evander. Here we go. Come on.
Minute to go in the 10th. This, of course, was the great round of their last fight, but well, you couldn't hope for that again, I don't think. This is good enough. tiredness there, Jim, I suspect, don't you?
A little wonder, Reg. I mean, what a pace it's been. Holyfield's coming back now. Unbelievable.
Not only the pace, it's the strength of the punches going in there. What a great fight this has turned out. Interruption or not, all the problems they've had, and what a punch-up. It's nearly, Jim, this 10th round is going to be as good as the last one.
Punch right out of his mouth, Reg.
Yeah, he's in trouble here.
Punched his gum shield right out. What a round. Well, I couldn't split them in that round, Reg.
Yeah, the referee leaned out through the ropes and pulled that back. But Bowe looked in bother.
That was the hardest round of the fight so far, and the best punch was landed by Holyfield just at the end of it. Knocked the gum shield clean out of his mouth.
And Ralph Citro taking over there wearing the protective gloves, of course, which are now awarded in the American rings. The protection against HIV, whether it's any blood flowing. I don't know what that chart was. I mean, you know, anything they want to say in Ali's favour was always in mind, but I don't quite know. Holly, they're calling now. I thought it was Ali for a minute. Yeah, the underdog they've taken to him, the audience.
Holyfield's on his feet earlier for the round. He's still full of the business.
So the 11th coming up now.
Well, this is testing Bowe's desire, Reg. We always knew about Holyfield's. This is testing Bowe's.
He was the governor in the start of that 10th round, but right at the finish there, he definitely looked in a bit of trouble.
Well, I found it difficult to split him in the 10th round there, Reg. Bowe started better.
And Holyfield finished better, you're right.
I've scored the 7th and the 10th, both even, in 4 rounds each apart from that, so I still got them level.
Don't you dare say there's another draw coming up, Jim. I couldn't take that. I really admire Holyfield for this fight, Jim. You know, the man we all thought hadn't got anything left. Why did he come back? Now we know he's still got it.
Let him go, Evander. Let him go. Step back. Let him go. Come on.
Done a good job here to referee, Jim, hasn't he? I mean, they're big fellas to push around.
Yeah, he's kept under control. Well, a couple of bits of bad temper showed up at the end of rounds when they wanted to fight on. The referee's handled it well.
He's fearless. He gets in there when the punches are flowing. So he's given them every chance to fight inside there. He's not calling break until he spots them actually holding.
Both very tired.
Yeah, they're punching themselves out now. And we've got a minute to go in this round. Yeah, they're the Holly chants again, which I have to say I'm mistaken. I'm so used to hearing the Ali ones that I'd forgotten that they do it for Holy. So let's go Bowe now, they're retaliating.
How do you split them, Reg? I mean, it's just punch for punch here. Punch for punch.
Cracking fight, Jim, isn't it?
It's a great fight.
See, they're more spectacular from Holyfield. At the back of the arena here, they really cheer that punch. He's not protecting himself there, Riddick Bowe. Well, that bell's beginning to sound like a little orchestra chiming, Jim. They're so pleased when that was over, both of them. They're blowing hard, and you can understand that. I mean, the weight of these fellas is pounding away the whole time.
And that round was just punch for punch. Every time one landed a punch, the other one come back with one.
And you can fight him just the way you're fighting him, in close.
Let's have a look at the replay then.
I mean, look at this. Holyfield comes in with one, Bowe comes back. I just get a feeling possibly Holyfield's punch is just that little bit cleaner than Bowe's. It was just a little bit better delivery. Right at the end of the round, Holyfield looked just about ready to take over again.
Holy, 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 holy. You got 3 minutes. 3 minutes.
Round number 12, the final round, a round of applause.
The MC calling for a round of applause for the final round. Oh, there's a nice gesture, isn't it? I've said before, it's like the old dentist handshake waiting for the extraction to come. Respect for each other, I like that one.
A low punch from Bowe there, definitely low.
I hear that Barry McGuigan, our point scorer back there in London, Jim, has got 107 to 105, and he's got Holyfield in front.
All right, keep that punches up.
I wouldn't like to split them. I don't like fence sitting, but I fancy doing it in this fight. There you are, though. You may get a difference of opinion, actually, in judging from ringside and from the view in London.
Hey, come on. Get him up now. Come on, get punches up. It's round 1, come on.
You're saying round 1 there, the referee, as if you get on with it. 2 minutes to go. Certainly the crowd favourite there, Holyfield, no doubt about that. What a final round it's going to be too.
Well, up to this moment, Bowe looking the better in the last round.
Yeah, he's having the better of it here. It's going for him a bit. Oof, punch under there.
Hey, get those punches up, come on.
There they go to a third fight, Jim. There's got to be some controversy here, whichever way it goes.
No matter what the verdict is, we could stand another one of this, couldn't we?
Yeah, any time.
Step back, Rico, come on.
Final minute. No knockdowns, but every other ingredient you can have in a big fight, this one.
Well, Bowe winning the last round, Reg, and that may just sway me in his direction now, because I've had it as close as that.
Well, I think they might give it to Bowe.
I've had them level after 10. I couldn't split the 11.
What a finish. Half a minute.
It's the gum shield.
Oh, that's a pity. Just broken up the rhythm there. He's pushing him back to the neutral corner, and he has to wait the appropriate time to pick up the gum shield. That's the regulation.
Bowe has nothing left, Reg. The first 2 minutes in the last round, I think he's used up his tank. Not here he comes back again, but Holyfield coming back a little bit now. See the experience of the old pro Holyfield.
Last 10.
Just when you think he's got nothing left, he comes back in the last half minute of the round. I've still got to give this round to Bowe.
Crowd on their feet here. What a finish!
Sit down!
Look at this here. It's full of people rushing in the ring, knocking them over there, Jim.
Yeah, well,
it's absolutely ridiculous.
They just simply didn't hear the bell. A little bit of a bad temper. Holyfield landed a punch after the bell, but not intentionally, and Bowe reacted. That's what happened there.
Well, the invasion of the ring is absolutely ridiculous. Stewart had to jump on Holyfield there. Well, we're getting our breath back, Jim. Can you imagine what the fighters are like there? It's an incredible finish. Some section of the British press there, you can see the editor of the trade paper, News. Jim?
What a tremendous battle, and Bowe come back in the last round for me, and won the round certainly with the work he put out in the first couple of minutes. Then he had very little left. Holyfield, with the old experienced old pro, come back with some decent work in the last half minute of the round. But I still had to score that last round for Bowe. But you see, what's always kept us at tight is the fact that Holyfield's punching has been so cleanly delivered on target. And in the real close rounds, that may have just swayed it his way, I don't know. I feel that possibly the last round just nicks at that one round in Bowe's favour. See, a little bit of bad temper here. The bell had rung there. Purely unintentional punch after the bell from Holyfield. I mean, in most of the rounds that they haven't actually heard the bell. The referee a couple of times didn't hear it, so just it's a pity if I had to end like that.
Yeah, and Emmanuel stood, fell on top of his fighter there, Holyfield. The seconds have had to be brave here as well, diving in all the time. But that was the way the fight went, Jim. You know, they'd probably be old pals when I don't know, depends. The loser might not like this, if there is a loser.
Ladies and gentlemen, here at Cesars Palace, we go to the scorecards. Chuck Jampa scores the bout, 114. 114, he has it even.
Oh dear, an even one right away. I don't like the sound of
Jarman
this.
scores the bout, 115 to 114. Jerry Roth scores it, 115 to 113 for the winner by majority decision. And once again, heavyweight champion of the world from Atlanta, Georgia.
So there it is, Evander Holyfield has won it. Well, there it is, the underdog, Jim. 5-1 against. A real close call fight, that one. I thought, like you did, that maybe Bowe would get it. Barry McGuigan had Holyfield in front at a couple of rounds at one stage there. And let's put it this way, Jim, he probably just deserved it, didn't he?
You can't argue in a fight like that, when it was one punch for one punch, you couldn't argue with that.
Most of all, you saw a great heavyweight battle. Let's hit it for both.
Well, there we are then. Floyd Patterson, Muhammad Ali, and now Evander Holyfield, the only three men in history to regain the world heavyweight title. There'll be more chat from Lennox, from Frank, and from Barry McGuigan in just a couple of minutes. Huge boxing upset. Just checking the odds, you could have got 6-1 on Evander Holyfield to win on points. Gentlemen, I don't think any of us here really disagree with that verdict. Lennox, I think you had him winning by even more than a couple of rounds, didn't you?
Definitely. I had Holyfield winning 8 rounds and Riddick Bowe only winning 4 rounds.
What was the one single thing that Holyfield did that you didn't expect him to do?
I think he took his time and he moved. He moved very effectively because he kept Bowe guessing, kept Bowe switching up his punches. Bowe couldn't really settle down and hit him with one straight punch. He had to catch him with a couple punches.
Frank, I think you, like me, had it Holyfield by 3 rounds, and if you just look at Holyfield at the start of the fight, I suppose you better say pre-parachute, if you like. I mean, immediately he went in there, we all thought, hello, this could be a bit different than we all expected.
You know, before the fight, I thought he would have to take the fight to
Bowe.
To Bowe to win it, and he'd done it. He went out, it was the cleanest shots, and he just didn't let Riddick Bowe settle down. You know, just continue. The jab was good, his combinations were good. He's got very fast hands, and the main thing he's got is a massive heart, a big, big heart.
Terrific champion. I mean, there were no fears at all from any of us at any stage of the fight. What is he doing in there?
He's a true champion, and he justified what he set out to do to regain the title.
At the heart of the lion, the difference this time was that he programmed his attacks more. He didn't go in there straight in like he did the last time and bring the fight to Bowe. He boxed more. He used the centre of the ring. He moved side to side. He structured his attacks. They weren't straight after another like he did the last time. He attacked him. He took a rest. He stepped to the side. He attacked him again.
There was a strategy involved.
Exactly. Of course, there was and the other thing was this time he was in equally good a condition, whereas Bowe wasn't.
Right.
That was fairly apparent.
Frank, just a moment. I mean, this fight is going to be remembered not only for Holyfield's courage, but it's going to be remembered for Riddick Bowe's, his world sort of falling in, if you like, and also the fella falling in on the parachute. How much did this astonishing incident change things in your view?
I don't think it. I don't think.
The ultimate gibber, I think you said, this fella, didn't you?
Yeah, it's a way to get into a fight for nothing, isn't it?
Ringside
how did it change the fight? I think that as far as the fight's concerned, I think that Holyfield was very much in control of the fight, and the pattern continued throughout the fight. The one thing that's happened from this, you're going to get Bowe Holyfield 3. You know, you got a rubber match coming up now. And if it's half as good as this one, what sort of fight is that going to be?
Yeah, I was going to say, and the last few seconds of the fight were fantastic action. I mean, we look back on it, there was hardly a bad round in the whole fight, but no matter what, Riddick Bowe is no longer the heavyweight champion of the world. His unbeaten record is gone, and we must salute Evander Holyfield. Back with you in a couple of minutes. Frank Maloney has said that he has agreed to Holyfield against you, Lennox Lewis, in March. Very quick reaction to that news, hot from ringside in Vegas.
I think that's great. I think that's just what we wanted, just great. We can't hear Rock Newman's mouth anymore, and we can go in and claim ourselves as undisputed heavyweight champion of the world, just go in and box Holyfield.
Be a great fight. Let's just have a word now, shall we, with Evander Holyfield, the winner, unexpected winner. He's been talking to Tim Ryan.
Tremendous fight. Evander, not too many people thought you could accomplish this. You had to do it the hard way. It was a tremendous battle.
First of all, I'd like to thank God for the victory. You know, I walk by faith and not by sight. I knew I was up against the best big man in the world for skills and all that. I knew it was going to take me to fight a better fight and not make the mistake that I made the first time.
Well, Evander, we've asked Riddick to join us here because he's already paid you tribute, and he's here again with us on this interview. Riddick, fabulous fight. It went right down to the last round.
Oh, definitely. Evander fought a tremendous fight. He was hungry. He came for it, and my hand goes up to him, but I would like to do it again like the preliminary.
Well, Riddick and Evander, you were also part of the most bizarre circumstance, maybe in sports history, somebody trying to skydive in here. It looked like you saw him first, Evander.
Well, I seen him in there. I thought somebody would jump in the ring and do something, and I pulled back. I'm just glad that, you know, the kind of distraction, you know, it kind of broke rhythm and all that, but I had to make the best of whatever.
Who says they never come back. I'm afraid the parachutist ruined our chances of showing you the Mike Tyson interview. But Lennox, just briefly, a final comment on you and what you've seen tonight.
I feel that Evander Holyfield put in a real solid performance. And like I said, now it's going to be Holyfield, Lennox Lewis, and we can't hear Rock Newman's big mouth anymore or Riddick Bowe's big mouth anymore.
Be great to see you two get it on. Thanks for being with us tonight. Frank, your thoughts at the end of a long night?
I thought it was a brilliant fight, and I think that Evander Holyfield proved he was a true warrior and a great champion.
And a fair bit of mileage left in that particular tank.
I'll tell you something, it's going to be a good fight to watch. I want to be there to see it.
Barry, you were in here, slugging it out with them, really. You really got involved in that fight like I've rarely seen you before.
Yeah. Well, I tell you, I was egging on Evander Holyfield. I thought he came back like a true champion. What a performance, absolutely brilliant. And I take my hat off to him, he was fantastic.
Little sparkle in your eye that a great craftsman, a great pro could come back and produce a performance like that.
He proved us all wrong. I'm glad he proved me wrong. For once, I'm glad I was wrong, and I thought he put on a great performance. Now we can see him and the big man getting it on together.
It will be.
That could be a real
brilliant
fight.
stuff, won't it? Barry McGuigan, thanks very much. Frank Warren, you too, thanks a lot. And Lennox, of course, thanks very much indeed for joining us here throughout the night. Well, there are going to be highlights of that fight. Times vary. Check your local listings. I think most of them around about 2 o'clock on Sunday afternoon. That is this afternoon. What a fabulous night. Thanks very much. If you've been with us all the way through it, all we can say is well done, Evander Holyfield. Good morning.